Edmonds, Cameo education developer of the Observic platform UK, and his topic is remote teacher mentoring using the Observic platform. So we would like to play his video. So now please enjoy. Thank you.
My name's John Edmonds. I'm Managing Director of Cameo Education, which is the company in the UK that's developed the Observic platform. Thank you to the conference organisers for the opportunity to show you how Observic can be used in remote teacher mentoring. I was a secondary school teacher in the UK for over 20 years, and I can remember starting out in my teaching career and watching more experienced colleagues who could manage and engage their classes far more effectively than I could. Of course, over time, I gradually developed my own teaching approaches, partly through trial and error, but also very much through picking up tricks of the trade from other teachers, just simple, pragmatic things to either do in a class or to avoid. Using Observic for remote teacher mentoring seeks to accelerate the teacher professional development process and also make the mentoring process much more cost effective. So how does Observic work? Before looking at the platform we've developed with CAPE for use in new generation schools in Cambodia, let's look at the main stages in the review process that the platform facilitates.
Observic is a performance review platform. For a mentor to remotely review a teacher's performance and give them constructive feedback, they need evidence. Observic can accept video, documentary or audio evidence. A document could mean a photo, lesson plan, PowerPoint slides or scanned images, for instance. So for an example, a teacher might upload a video clip of their lesson with an accompanying lesson plan for their mentor to remotely review. Whatever the evidence captured, this then needs to be uploaded, either into the Observic account of the teacher or the mentor. Observic works on cell phones and tablets as well as laptops and PCs, so video and audio files can be recorded and stored on a cell phone and then uploaded when the teacher has internet access. Once uploaded, the evidence can be reviewed. A number of different types of review are possible. A teacher might choose to review their evidence themselves, particularly before they send it to others for review. Other teachers can be asked to undertake peer reviews, as well as line managers within the school, and of course the teacher's mentor. With Observic, a reviewer will receive an email notification when a teacher requests a review. The reviewer can choose the most convenient time and place they wish to review the evidence they've been sent. They can annotate the evidence with feedback and complete an observation form in which they comment and score the evidence against preset criteria. Once the review is completed, the teacher will receive an email notifying them they can see their new feedback. They can comment back to the reviewer on specific points if they need to. Therefore, we have a feedback loop created between reviewer and reviewee based on evidence of their teaching. Data from a completed review is automatically added to that from previous reviews. As more and more reviews are undertaken, the data can be analysed within reports to show performance at subject, year group, school or district levels. Reports also allow us to identify examples of good practice against any of the performance criteria we've used in the observation forms. Not only can we identify a high-performing teacher, we have the evidence already collected that shows that good practice in action. This can be used as training content and placed in the Good Practice Library within Observic alongside other training materials. As the Good Practice Library can be accessed by all teachers within the system, we can disseminate good teaching practice that's drawn from within the teaching community as a source of ideas and exemplars. Let's look now at the platform. Every user in the system has their own account with their own username and password. The platform can be viewed in either English or Cameo. On logging into your account, the first screen you'll see is your dashboard and menu bar. Here we've logged in as an administrator, which gives a complete overview of the system. A teacher account, by contrast, will include just the first 4 buttons on the menu bar. Other user roles have differing access to functions and data. A school leader, for example, will be able to see data for all teachers in their school, but not from other schools. All user roles are able to both undertake reviews and be reviewed. Reviews in the menu bar lists the reviews undertaken of my performance. Reviewing lists reviews I've undertaken of other users. The media drop-down has 2 sections. Your media, in which my own files are uploaded and stored, and the Good Practice Library. We'll look at these in more detail later. The My Account button allows you to add details such as a photo or change your password. The Users button allows administrators to manage the accounts of current staff and to add new user accounts and allocate their user roles. Finally, the Admin Tools section gives administrators and managers access to managing forms, good practice content and reports. The dashboard gives you an overview of the latest activity across the system. You can see headline performance scores, media files that have been uploaded, and the latest reviews undertaken. How is evidence uploaded into Observic? Here we're accessing our account on a cell phone via an internet connection. Firstly, click on the Add Media button. In the box that appears, select the type of media to be uploaded: video, audio, or a document file. Here we will upload a video. Then add the title you want, then select the video on your device. We add a reminder at this stage that videos should only be uploaded that have been recorded in landscape format. Videos filmed in portrait can either have blurred borders or be distorted. A second pop-up now appears, showing the video selected. Before it's uploaded, we give the opportunity to crop the video at the start or finish. This is to lessen the time taken to upload the video and remove parts of the video that need not be reviewed. Secondly, we include 2 checkboxes which have a data protection function. By ticking each box, the teacher indicates if they wish their evidence to be confidential and that the school has obtained parental consent for children to be included in a video. Clicking Submit will begin the upload process. Once uploaded, the video appears in Your Media Library, ready to be reviewed. Now let's undertake a review. Let's explain these options. Request a review is used when you're asking others to review your performance. Your role here is that you are the reviewee and your performance is being analysed. You will have already uploaded evidence of your performance, ready for it to be seen by your reviewer. Review someone else is essentially the reverse process. You wish to review evidence of another person's performance. You are the reviewer, giving feedback to the reviewee. You have the evidence of their performance already uploaded. You may have videoed their lesson yourself, for instance, and already uploaded it into your account. Finally, review your own performance is self-explanatory. This option is a hybrid of the first 2 in that you are the reviewee and the reviewer, and no other user is involved. In this case, let's select Review Someone Else. The next screen allows us to enter the details of the review. Firstly, the title. Secondly, a description of the purpose of the review. Thirdly, we upload the evidence to be reviewed. In this case, let's select a video we've taken of a science lesson in a new generation school. And also the lesson plan provided by the teacher to accompany this video. Next, we choose the observation form we'll use. There are 6 forms in the system. In this case, we'll use form 3, where I am the mentor giving a teacher some feedback. We can preview the content of this form to check if it's suitable. Finally, who's the reviewee? The teacher who will receive the feedback. As this is a demonstration rather than a real review, I'll pick my son Tom as the reviewee. Click Submit and the review screen will open. We can see the evidence to be reviewed is on the left of the screen and the form we'll use is to the right. Let's start by looking at the lesson plan. Should there be any comments I want to make, I can simply click on the screen in the relevant place and add feedback in the pop-up box. Once saved, my comments will appear when I roll over the blue icon. Let's add a couple of comments. Now for the video. Press play. I've seen something I want to comment on, so I've pressed the media comment button, the video has stopped, and I can now add my feedback. As soon as I save it, my comment appears below the video and is time-stamped to when I stopped it. I can even move my comment back or forwards in time using the plus and minus buttons to make my feedback more precise. There's no limit to the number of comments that can be added, and an audio file is annotated in exactly the same way. To save time here, let's not add any more comments, but just play the video to its end. Now I've reviewed the evidence, I can complete the form. Firstly, we have some details to select from the drop-down menus. These are very important to help filter this review from others in reporting. We can then complete the text boxes to give more feedback. I'm just going to add in some brief comments quickly, but each box can expand to allow more detailed feedback as required. The second part of the form allows me to score the teacher's performance against generic key indicators. These are present in several of the forms. For each, I can click on one radio button and then add further detail by using a slider bar to give a score out of 100 for each indicator. The review's finished. I click Submit and it will be saved in my system, and now appears in my reviewing list as the latest review I've undertaken. All of the details we entered are listed, including the date and the form used. Clicking on this icon opens the completed review and lets us see the feedback Tom, the reviewee, will now be able to access. He can see my comments on his lesson plan and on the video. Clicking on the arrow by my comment plays the video at exactly the relevant point. Should he wish to reply to my feedback, Tom can click on the reply icon and send his reply to me. Finally, should a paper copy of the review be required for signing or filing, then it's easy to print out. The data from my review has now been aggregated to all other review data in the reporting section of the platform. To access reports, we go to Admin Tools and select Reporting. Remember, only certain users will have access to this function. As with the dashboard, we can see first a breakdown of key indicator scores across the cohort of 17 different users. However, as we scroll down, we can use various drop-down menus to filter our data. This could be by any combination of a particular form, or by school, or by year grades, or by subject. As an example, let's look at all reviews that have been undertaken using Form 2 classroom observation across all school and year groups and subjects. Once this filter has loaded and we scroll down again, we can see that only 12 of the original cohort have been reviewed using Form 2, and we can see their key indicator scores. But scroll down further and we can see the scores given for each observation criteria in Form 2, as well as data on resources used by teachers in lessons. Form 2 is a very long and detailed form, which is not intended to be fully completed in any one lesson observation. Therefore, Observic makes aggregation and analysis of the data collected much easier. The design of a form is crucial, as it's only the data captured through the rubric of the form that can be reported. Reports allow us to identify good practice. Rolling over a grade in the key to any ring graph allows us to list all reviews where teachers have been awarded that grade. Therefore, if I wish to see good examples of pedagogy from classroom observations, I can click on the very evident label and we can see the resulting list of reviews. These can be opened and a decision taken on whether the teacher's evidence should be placed in the good practice library. This function is also an excellent way of monitoring and standardizing the feedback mentors are giving their teachers at all grade levels. An administrator has the ability to add and manage content in the good practice library. Let's assume I wish to add the recent video I reviewed into the library as an example of good science teaching. To locate the video, I go back to Media and then Your Media. I know the video is in my own library, but should it belong to someone else, I can filter down as the administrator to find the correct user. Clicking on the Add to Good Practice button below the video thumbnail opens a box in which I can complete the details required: title, which category, and a brief description. This will then sit alongside other content I've uploaded. An email notification would also be sent automatically to the teacher concerned, checking they are happy for their content to be placed in the library. And here is the new entry in the Good Practice Library. We've now looked at each stage in the remote teacher mentoring process. Observic is the digital answer to a very simple question: show me how well you can. Using the platform for teacher mentoring finishes this sentence by adding one word: show me how well you can teach. but it's possible to use Observic for a number of other purposes as listed here. Each use listed requires the generation, evaluation and feedback of evidence. Only the observation forms and data reported will differ. Should a performance review system be adopted, it makes sense to maximise the investment outlay by considering multiple uses. Evidencing progression towards SDG targets, for example, could be undertaken at school, district or regional levels and identify good practice quickly disseminated. And it needn't stop with education. Similar uses can be found within healthcare provision, meeting environmental targets, or in the private sector. Thank you again to the conference organisers for the chance to present this video, which I hope you found useful. Please get back to me if you have any thoughts or questions. Thank you for watching.
So thank you so much for a wonderful video. Because of time limitation, so we open question and answer right now. So I would like to remind to all the participants again, if you have any question, please drop down below in the chat box. So right now we have a question. So what are the challenges of using this platform? So please answer.
Right, quite a few. Yeah, good. Okay, let's think through. In the end, the platform can only ever do so much. It is a tool and it needs people to use it. So it's all about the people. Okay, so it's all about the mentors, it's all about the teachers, it's about their attitude of how they work together and how they treat the platform and the data that comes from it. It's very important, particularly when this project will be starting off in schools, that it is seen in a very constructive way and not in a, well, I'm going to say destructive way. In destructive meaning damaging a teacher's confidence. It's all about building up teachers and using the platform as an aid to do that. So it doesn't necessarily replace face-to-face contact. It enhances, it adds to the face-to-face interaction between a mentor and a teacher. It gives more evidence. I think that's very important. And it adds, by using video in particular, but it doesn't just have to be video, as you know, but by using video rather than just a face-to-face observation of a teacher, with a video, you can go back and you can look at it again. And you can look at it time and time again and use it. But as a challenge, that's to me the first challenge, the most important thing. The attitude and the motives, if you like, for using the platform in the first place. Why are you mentoring your teachers? It should be to raise their performance. It should not be to make them feel uncomfortable or make them feel inspected. Okay, you know, being observed in a negative way, that would be destructive. And that, as a result, if a teacher gets a bad experience in that respect, they will not trust the platform. They will not trust anything about the system whatsoever. There will always be technical challenges. I know there's another question about uploading videos. When you upload a video into any piece of software, there are two things that will control that process. The first is the length of the video, and the second is the quality of the internet connection. I cannot control the quality of the internet connection, unfortunately, but what we can control is the length of the video. And that's why we have that cropping tool, so that when you upload a video, you can actually decide the length you want it to be. You can actually take away any unnecessary parts at the beginning or the end. Can you see what I mean? So if in the end, all you really want somebody to look at in a video is this 3-minute section, how I did that, this part of a lesson, then that's the only bit you need to upload. And that will therefore be much more successful and quicker in that uploading process. The other point we make about uploading is keep it on your phone until you know you have good internet access to upload that video. Okay, you know, then you've got all the more chance of success. But we appreciate, of course, this system does depend on reasonable internet connection. And if that isn't the situation at a given time, you have to wait. But that's, again, one of the benefits perhaps of the system. It is asynchronous. So when you do a review, you do the review when you have good internet access and when you're in the position you want to do it and where you want to do it. And as soon as you send your review back, the teacher getting that feedback, they look at it when they have good internet access and when they have the chance to do so. And so, does that help?
Yeah, thank you so much for the answer. And yeah, we have another question from Vijika. So the question is the app able to identify the given feedback, whether it is reliable or not? So,
identify the given feedback, whether it's reliable. Now, does that mean, that's a tricky question. I need to understand what that means. The feedback has been given by the mentor or by another teacher or whatever. So it's whatever they say. Whether whatever they say is reliable or not, I honestly don't know. I would hope so. And I know all the mentors are being trained up already, so I would imagine it's pretty good. Whether you are saying in the system, bear in mind, everything is evidence-based. So the feedback that somebody gives should only be based on what they're actually seeing in front of them, whether it's a video, audio, or a document. It's there. So they shouldn't be putting in anything else into their feedback other than what they can actually see in their review screen, if that helps. Right, somebody else, we've written the comment, I'm reading it, I'm sorry, I'm kind of, but we want to edit the previous comments. It has it the edit comment option? Right, you can, as you're doing a review and you're putting a comment in and you think, you know what, that's wrong, I want to take that back. You can delete that comment during the review. But once you've finished the review and completed it and sent it to the teacher, you cannot edit the comments after that. Okay, and if you think about it, it's very important you cannot edit the comments. Because supposing you make a negative comment of some sort, or, you know, it's real, it's a genuine comment, and the teacher doesn't like it and they delete it, that's no good. That doesn't help either party. Okay.
So I'm sorry that I interrupt you, but because of the time is over, so yes, sir. We would like to say thank you very much for sharing and joining us today and sharing such a meaningful topics for all the participants. So we will thank you so much for today, and we hope to see you next time. So please enjoy your very wonderful days today. So hope to see you next time, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks.